Last week, I found myself walking through the woods crying. I was thinking about a memory from my childhood when I played in the dump with my brother and cousins. All my grandparents burned their trash, and the trash they couldn't burn, they had to find something to do with. And my mother's family had this place called the ditch that was like a gulch in the woods in the back of their property where they dumped all the stuff that they couldn't burn. So when I was a kid, my cousins, my brother, and I got to play in the ditch. And I was crying because I had such an intense amount of gratitude for this experience. Playing outside in the woods in the summer in East Tennessee with my cousins and brother, feeling connected and finding infinite treasures in this dump. We're talking decades of stuff. And there were old appliances, furniture, lawn furniture, fingernail polish, basically anything you can't burn that would wear out over time. There was some version of it or multiple versions of it through the piles of rubble. And today, I don't think many parents will let their kids play in that kind of situation because there's rust and there's all these things. But I felt so grateful because what we did with the trash was we created things. We created this playhouse, clubhouse, and that was open air because there's no walls. And so what we did was we took whatever we could find. So we would take like pictures and hang them on the trees to make a living room area. We would make furniture out of old tires or whatever, and whatever we could carry up to this area because it was on a plateau above the ditch. And we took an old flat water hose and like tied it to the tree so we could hoist ourselves up to the living room of the clubhouse. And it was heaven. It was complete childhood heaven for me. Absolutely. So I found myself feeling grief for that and gratitude, and then grief for the earth and grief for our lives and ourselves because like shit is going down right now. There's nobody who can't see that I know of. And so I was thinking about greed and about how greed is something we think is causing all this. So what is the source of greed? Where does it come from? So to me, greed is about feeling the person who's being greedy. If you think about a kid who's greedy, where are they coming from? Disconnection, feeling unwhole, unsafe. And if for adults, I think it's a sense of, it's an overcompensation. It's an overcompensation for feeling these things, disconnection, unwhole. And greed is an addiction to scarcity. Greed is not money. Money is a tool or relationship you have with a tool. So the addiction to scarcity is what greed is. It's not in nature. If you look at animals, I see squirrels gathering nuts right now this time of year, and they're not getting all the nuts. I do see some scarcity with the hummingbirds because they're like kamikaze at each other with bird feeder, but in general, I don't see much of that. So, and so then when we judge greed, we are getting into fear. So anytime we have a judgment, it's a fear. And fear of ourselves being greedy keeps us in scarcity, and judging greed keeps us in scarcity. So stress and scarcity keep us limited and in that scarcity addiction for ourselves. So how do we shift our own energy around greed, scarcity, enoughness, and the sense of prosperity? And, I ask myself often how I ended up becoming a money business coach for creatives and for entrepreneurs in general. And one of the things that people get out of working with me is this what they say often is with the group programs especially is, I'm not alone. That's what they get. That's what they take away from it. I'm not alone feeling like this. And I'm not the only one going through this challenge. And this challenge could be not feeling like they're expressing themselves completely in their work, or not doing all the work that they want to do in the world. And so, it's the least greedy thing in the world to follow your vision, because I believe that the universe has planted in each of us seeds, visions as seeds, and what we can create that can make ourselves feel and the world feel whole again. That's the amazing thing about a vision, is that it's not just for what you're giving, it's also for you. Like when I created my jewelry business, my vision was to get out of education and to live a creative life and get paid for it, and to hire other creatives, which I've done all of those things. I'm doing them now. So it's like, what is the thing you have in your heart, the vision that you have that can heal you and help you feel whole and get out of scarcity, and to help you help the world? If I can help you at all, please let me know. I'll post the thing in below, the ways to connect with me. And if you don't have a business, there are other things you can do too that are really simple. So one of them is just how can you live within your values more from where you are? And that can just be as simple as one thing I'll mention right now, which is shifting your money from a big bank to a local credit union. And in Asheville, there's a self-help credit union, and there's a federal one, a federal credit union. I think it's just called Federal Credit Union. I use both of those for different things. And that's a really simple thing you can do that can shift the power dynamic. And what would it hurt? Thank you all for watching.